Myself for questions, and let me address my first one to Dr. Peters. Dr. Peters, in your prepared testimony, you expressed some concern that the national labs are losing their position as trusted advisors to the Department of Energy. What steps is DOE taking to maximize the effectiveness of labs, in your opinion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The department's re-engaged us as a group in a really meaningful way. As I said in my summary, it started with Secretary Moniz, and it's continued with Secretary Perry and his team. So we have active, nearly day-to-day engagement with them on aspects related to how we operate the laboratories, but also, more importantly, the strategic directions of the department. And particularly now with the undersecretaries in place, there's a lot of back and forth about research priorities and whatnot. So I think we would collectively say the partnership's headed in the very positive direction.
Okay, good. Thank you. And Dr. Kearns, we talked about this earlier today, but you mentioned that J. Caesar's goal is to develop next-generation batteries that deliver 5 times the energy at 1/5 the cost. I think we all know that the key to success for encouraging the use of alternative fuels and energy is a better battery, a more efficient battery, a lighter battery, and a battery with greater storage. And when we have that breakthrough, we'll, I think, change the energy world. How close are we to developing that kind of battery, the kind of battery that you've been working on, the 5 times energy at 1/5 the cost?
Progress has been substantial. Significant progress is being made. I'm happy to report that by working with our colleagues from 4 of the other national laboratories and 5 universities, along with the members, the representatives, if you will, from industry, we've made good progress in terms of discovery of new materials that are less expensive. They do allow greater energy storage, energy density to be stored, and will last much longer. So significant progress is being made. We've achieved the cost objectives that we talked about in terms of 5 times less expensive in terms of the materials that have been discovered through J. Caesar. We've made good progress as well in terms of energy density. The developments apply to both grid and transportation, if you will, storage technologies. I'd also report that we've had 3 spin-out companies, technologies that people have come and taken a look or perhaps helped us develop and then taken to really into the innovation pipeline to really result in commercial scale products. So progress has been good.
Okay. Would you want to hazard a guess when such a battery would be commercially available?
I'm afraid, well, I don't think I can really guess that.
How about an order of magnitude?
Okay. Okay.
Next
well,
2 to 3 years,
yes.
maybe?
The pace of innovation is accelerating.
Yeah.
You know, I think certainly within the next 5 years, we'll see a very dramatic change in the field of energy storage, both in terms of grid and transportation technology.
Okay, good. Thank you. Final question to all of you all, and that is, what steps are the national labs taking to reduce the cost of nuclear power? We all know that nuclear is clean, it's a little expensive. If we're going to encourage the use of it, we need to reduce the cost. So what steps are you taking, and how optimistic are you that we will be able to reduce those costs? And I guess we'll just work our way through Dr. Peters and then Dr. Seestrom.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, on the existing fleet, as I summarized, the DOE's light water reactor sustainability program that INL and Oak Ridge and Argonne all have a role in is focused on trying to not only sustain the existing fleet, but also drive down operating costs for the existing fleet. So that's one. In advanced reactors, I think going to modular construction, modular manufacturing and construction, but the advanced reactors, I think, are the opportunity to really do research and development to try to drive down system costs, because the economics of nuclear it's probably the thing that has to be addressed.
Dr. Seestrom?
No comment on this one.
Okay, Dr. Maxon? No comment?
No comment here.
Okay, Dr. Kao?
No comment.
Oh my gosh, you don't have, I mean, there's an old adage that scientists should be able to talk 1 minute on any subject. But we won't push you. And Dr. Kearns?
I will offer a couple of thoughts, and one is, as Mark mentioned, Dr. Peters mentioned, we're very active in terms of collaboration with both Idaho and Oak Ridge and Advanced Nuclear Energy. And one of the current efforts underway that I think is really a great model in terms of working with industry is GAIN, the Gateway for Acceleration of Innovation and Nuclear Technologies. And so we're really pleased to be a part of that. And Mark probably can speak more eloquently than I to the impact, but it's really a wonderful opportunity, if you will, for companies interested in nuclear technology, developing advanced reactor technologies, to really come and engage with the department and its laboratories, use our facilities and partner shoulder to shoulder with our researchers. And so it's really a great opportunity in that way. Let me pass it back to Mark in case he wants to say anything more specifically on GAIN.
Okay.
Is that okay, Mr. Chairman? If I just could I just elaborate a little bit? So yeah, thanks, Paul, very much. And I would tie it back to this. This committee's had a lot of discussions about R&D test beds and the ability of government sites to ultimately demonstrate technologies. That's what GAIN is. That's what the Gateway for Accelerated Innovation in Nuclear is. So what y'all are talking about in your deliberations is actually starting to happen out there.
Good. Okay, very good news. Thank you all, and the ranking member, Ms. Johnson, is recognized for